Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Bite-Size Media Making with CME. This episode's for our semi-experienced video editors who are interested in dabbling in a little bit of green screening. DaVinci Resolve has actually a really beautiful system for chroma keying that allows you to really shift those backgrounds, make them look really nice and neat. You can't even tell that it was a green screen in place. Let's get into chroma keying with DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so for chroma keying, we're going to bring in our clips. Generally, we have an image that we want to keep, and we're basically masking out the background color so that we can place the main portion of our image without what's happening behind it. And generally, the term green screen comes into play for this space specifically. It doesn't have to be green. A lot of people do maybe white or a blue, but realistically, something that is very drastically different than what the person has on, but that the computer can see and recognize as one color for the removal of that color. So what we're gonna do, after we place our images down that we want to add the chroma keying to, I'm gonna choose these two images, 1, 2, 1, 2, nice green backgrounds. This one you can tell was a paper background. And then this one has those plus signs, which are important to know. So first, what I would do is I'm gonna go into my toolbox, my effects toolbox, and I am gonna go into Open Effects. Now we're gonna scroll down a little bit till you see that 3D keyer. I'm gonna drag and drop onto both my images. Now, if you see no changes, do not fret. No changes have been made yet, but the 3D keyer application has been dropped onto these images. So then, what that allows me to do is go into my Inspector tab, and it opens up to video, but now that that 3D keyer has been placed on the videos, we can go into Effects and manipulate that 3D keyer. I want to pause here and say that there's a very important step that we have to do before this, otherwise we will see no changes. Nothing has changed because we first need to change our view. Generally, our view over here, kind of in this middle point, will be on transform, maybe crop, dynamic zoom, but what we want is open FX overlay. And even the icon shifts so that you know this is the view you're looking at. That is crucial to being able to see the changes that you're making. So make sure that we're at the open effects overlay. Then when we go to effects and open effects 3D keyer, we're going to choose to pick, and then I'm gonna click on the green. What happens is the computer is analyzing that color that we chose, we don't want it in this image. Everywhere they see that color, we're gonna eliminate that. Most of the time though, it's not perfect as we see here. I'm gonna just jump over to the next image and do the same before moving to the next step. You're clicking on the image you want to create that sort of mask, that overlay for. Effects, 3D keyer, I'm gonna pick, and I'm gonna click on that green. Now, there is still some green on both these images. So we're gonna go here to our options to adjust that. The main piece that I wanna open up to is behavior options. Usually I like to put it on lab because I think that looks cleanest. And then we're just gonna bring that despill up. Boom, no more green in this image. None. Okay, and we're gonna do the same for our second image. We're gonna bring, I like lab, we're gonna bring that despill up. Now you see how much green it removed in this image. Boom, beautiful. So now we have two images that we have removed the green background from. So what I'm gonna do now is introduce our backgrounds so that you can see what this will look like in real time. So I'm gonna grab both my images, I'm gonna bring them up. so we can layer the backgrounds under it. I brought my background images onto my media pool, so I'm just gonna drag and drop. Boom, look at that. And here's another one for the second image. So now that I have my background applied, you can see those backgrounds in there. You no longer see the green, right? The original image is this, and we've turned it from this to that. Now, this really cool dude is hanging out in this really cool pink space. Because why not? Something I want to know is that those plus signs, they stayed, right? Those plus signs are not green. The color we chose to sort of remove and hide in the mask is green. So keep that in mind when you have like a funky background that has like a multitude of elements, that only that one color, only that one green is gonna disappear when you do the 3D key. Since we chose the green, it's only removing the green, but it still looks pretty cool. In the second image, what I will notice is that we still have a bit of this shading here that we don't want, but that is totally okay because we went from this to this, which is pretty great. What we're gonna do here is start opening up our options. I usually go to key adjustments and start playing around with the chroma tolerance. I'm just gonna bring that all the way up. And then matte finesse is where that gold happens. So I'm gonna bring up this pre-filter and this clean black. And the clean black should do the trick. But see, if you do too much, you're kind of removing some of his head, some of his ears, because those pieces are the same shade of black in the image. So I'm just gonna do like a bit of a halfway so you don't see that background anymore. Here, we're eliminating that while still giving him like a good full head of hair is the goal. And now we have a pretty good image. I'm gonna take that black clip. See, it's sort of clipping those black pieces underneath out and bring that all the way up. Maybe not all the way. Yeah, I'll bring it all the way up. And look at that. Now we have a clean image. And if we move the backgrounds, boom. A very clean image that went from a green screen background to whatever background you would like. So here he's looking at these portraits. Yeah. Here he's in this pink land, still loving it. And in this first image, same. We went from green screen background to eliminating that green screen background, still having the white though. And he's having a good time. So I'm just gonna bring this in, boom. Ooh, but now you see that there's still that shading in the background. So we'll add a bit of those changes here to effects. We're gonna go down to key adjustments, chroma tolerance. I'm gonna bring all the way up. And then in matte finesse, I'm gonna clean my black out. Nice. Not too much, see it? It kind of removes some of his head and stuff, so we're gonna be careful with that. A nice medium, and then bring that black clip up. Boom. And now we have a pretty nice, solid, perfect image. Boom. From 3D keyer to no 3D keyer. If we remove that background, no 3D keyer here, no gray either. It's just straight masked. And we have some pretty cool imagery. Some new images that we just made. And you can change the background, adjust it however you'd like, but my guy here will stay the same as here as well. Okay, we hope that was a super helpful bite-sized media making tip. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next episode.